Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the SimZone. We are live once again for another round of the PS5 GT3 Championship this time. And we have got a completely full grid here. 29 cars on the grid. It would have been 30, but spectators, unfortunately, take a slot, as you can see there. But currently, in this qualifying session, it's Lapria on provisional pole in the BMW with a 203.8. Now we are at Nürburgring and it is raining. Track is currently damp, so I would assume they are on wet tyres here. But Melvin only nearly, well, just under 2/10 off there from Lapria on pole. Universal Syrup, also known as Lager, who had to make a new account due to some issues. Let's hope he sorted his internet out as well. I believe he said he did, but I'm not quite sure on that. But 3 BMWs taking the top 3 spots so far in this qualifying session. Viper not far behind at all, and he is coming up towards the final corner, so let's see if he can improve this lap. We know the Ferrari quite a good car in the wet and pretty good at Nürburgring as well, but he rounds off the final corner now. Is it going to be improvement? Oh, Melvin improves there even more, so he takes provisional pole back. Viper's going to cross the line with no improvement, it looks like. He's going to stay in P4. Bad to Bones in P5, currently coming up towards the final corner now, exiting it in fact, and he is in the McLaren. Pretty much one of the only McLarens on the grid we've got, which is quite interesting, but no improvement that time around from Bad to Bones. We look down to who's about to cross the line, the 460 car, which is Lapria actually. He's about to cross the line here. Looked a bit swirly on the exit of the final corner, but is it going to be an improvement? No, it's not. We are running out of time in this qualifying session. Well, Lapria is, if he wants to get pole position back off of Melvin. But still, for wet times, it's very, very close between the top 5, all within a second of each other at the moment. BST just without, just out of that second gap. Currently in the Porsche now. The Porsche is a very quick car at Nürburgring as well, so we expect to see BST and NA further up the order, well, further up the grid this time as well. Guitar Rich, yeah, good to see you. I'm good, thanks. How are you? Appreciate the like as well. Great to see you here. But let's have a look. We don't have a graphic for the standings up to date, unfortunately, but let's read out the standings anyways. So coming into this round, it's Melvin leading the championship on 120 points, followed by Oli Arasar, who's currently down in P27. He hasn't even set a lap yet here at Nürburgring. He's running out of time to do so, but he's 29 points behind in the championship in P2. Barth Bones is in P3 in the championship on 90 points, with just 1 point separating Oli Arasar and Barth Bones. And then fourth we have Viper, who came out with a win last round at Misano on 84 points, only 6 points behind Barth Bones. And then rounding off the top 5, BST NNA on 81 points, who finished 4th in the last round. So after not the best round at Kota, he finished P11, and the same for Viper, finished P18 at Kota, was on for a win, but had a really bad pit stop. But it looks like Viper's gone back up into P2, Lapria still in P3 there. Oli Arasar is about to round off the final corner. Is he going to be able to put in a lap? And he crosses the line now. What's it going to be? He puts it up into P14. Still 2.8 seconds off though, and he's got one more chance to improve. I believe this is his last lap, or his last quali lap, and he has got some traffic in front of him, so let's hope that doesn't slow him down at all. Let's see, we've got the number 23 car, Kenny, currently sitting in P9, rounding off the final corner now in that lovely livery on that Ferrari. Using a bit of the exit curve, but let's see, he's going to cross the line. He jumps up to P8, so gains a position there. Ifan is still out on track in the Mercedes. He's about to approach the second sector. Still got a bit to go here, so he's only just started this lap pretty much. We've also got CosmiCrusader in P15, another BMW driver here. Now for console, we have limited people to picking cars, well, 5 drivers per manufacturer, and CosmiCrusader jumps from P15 up to P10 there, just gaining a few tenths, or well, more than a few tenths. He's gained quite a lot of time on that lap, and he's still crossed the line in time to put in another, so let's see what he can do on this lap. Now the timer is about to hit 0. Who else is about to cross the line? That's the 110 car. They will be able to put in another lap. That's Viper. Oops, wasn't meant to do that. That's Viper who's just crossed the line, and yes, this will be his last lap as well. Where is the Pre on track into the final sector, coming through the final chicane now? You can see they're using the curb, bouncing over the curbs as well, but you need to use that much. No, he's going to dive into the pits there, so that's a shame for Lapria. He's not going to improve, neither is Universal Syrup. He's going to stop the car on the track. Ifan's going to round the final corner here. Let's see what he can do. Currently in P9, he's going to cross the line here. No. Oh, he does improve actually, up into P8, so he gains that position back off of Kenny, and Kenny moves down to P9. Where is Lord Piroth? No, Lord Piroth, yes, he's still out on track, I believe. Yes, he is, but there's the B. He's about to cross the line here. What's it going to be for him? No, doesn't improve, so stays P14, the 433 car of Dimmer, just to put it into P10. The 83 car, where's the 83 car? Number 83. Lord Piroth, that's it. He's going to round off the final corner. They're a bit wide for Lord Piroth, but let's see. The Lexus, usually a good car in the wet, but he's not using all of the track at the moment. He's going to cross the line now and stays at P13, 878, I believe. That is CosmiCrusader. Yes, it is. And he rounds the final corner. Oh, very wide line there from CosmiCrusader. Slightly missing the apex. I'm not sure if it's going to be an improvement, but let's see. He's going to cross the line. Yeah, no improvement there from CosmiCrusader. We also have Jar Jar Peter Jar, new driver here at the SimZone. He's going to cross the line now, puts it up into P18, so good improvement there from P22. And now we've got the 110 car of Viper. Will he be able to put it back on pole here? Let's see as he crosses the line. No, he wasn't able to, unfortunately. So there we have it. Our qualifying session over. Melvin starting on pole, Viper in P2, and Lapria in P3. We'll be back very shortly for the start of the race, so make sure to stay tuned. Here we go, ladies and gents. We're onto the formation lap now for round 3 here at Nürburgring, and the track once again is wet, but the rain looking to settle down slightly, but I think it's going to be continuing nonetheless throughout the whole race. But yeah, it's going to pose some challenges for some of these drivers on the track. Some of these drivers I don't think have really done any wet races here with us at the SimZone. I mean, last season it was pretty much dry, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I think this is our first wet race of the season, and at Nürburgring as well, which isn't the easiest track. Actually coming into turn 1, and we've got this many cars on the track, it's not going to be easy for the drivers to keep it clean here. You can see Melvin just using the brake there to try and get some heat into his tyres, into his brakes as well, although the ambient and track temps not too cold either, so I think those are pretty optimal temperatures, if you ask me. But while we've got the drivers on the formation lap, I wanted to say a huge thanks to all our patrons in helping us continue with the SimZone, and by becoming patrons, of course, they get some extra benefits that some of the others, well, that the usual members won't be getting. But we are looking to do some more endurance for PS5 now that we've got the option to. So if you want to support us, please consider becoming a patron. It will mean a huge amount to us. But here we go. About halfway around the lap now. Still getting some temp into the tyres and brakes. I can see from these drivers. But as we saw in qualifying, Melvin taking pole just about a tenth quicker than Viper in P2. Lapuria in P3 and Universal Syrup, also known as Lager, in P4. BSTNNA in P5. Bones in P6, Ibanez in P7, Ifan in P8, P9 is Kenny, and P10 in Majusta. And we've got quite a few, well, we've got a mix of cars in the top 10, which is good to see. I think, well, we've got 3 BMWs, 2 Mercedes, and the Mercedes is quite a good car in the wet as well, 1 McLaren, and I believe that is the only McLaren on the grid. But we've got a Bentley in there as well, Ibanez in P7, we've got a Porsche and a couple Ferraris as well. Here you go, the drivers lining up side by side. Let's hope they can clean it, keep it clean. I said clean it, that didn't make any sense, but keep it clean into turn 1. Lazy Camel, good to see you as well. Pete Bibb as well, good to see you guys in the comments. Guitar Rich saying, remember the brake one is the one on the left. But here we go. About to get going here for round 3. Nürburgring, we are green. Melvin off to a good start. Viper likewise. And looks like we've already got someone pulling it towards the inside. I think that was Universal Syrup who got a horrible start off the line. And he's going to be losing position after position on the start. But as long as he can keep his nose clean, I think that's the main thing there. We've got a bit of, oh, we got the Bentley of Ibanez into the wall there. Don't think there was any contact. He may have just got on the power a bit too early, but he's going to have to wait for the whole grid to get past before he can continue. And apart from that, looks like we've got quite a clean start. We've also got the number 15 car, I believe, off there. Yeah, it is the number 15 car, so not sure what's happened to them. Who is number 15? I think that was Ibanez. No, it's Universal Syrup, who's dropped right down the order as well. So I still don't think there's been any contact. I can't see any damage on his car, but we go back to Melvin here. In fact, let's just get rid of, there we go, that Nürburgring lettering. And yeah, Melvin's still leading the race, followed by Lapuria now. Viper losing position down to P3, I believe. Just wait for that to wait for the timing sheets to sort itself out if it wants to. No, it's still saying Universal Syrup is in P1. There we go, now it's done it. So Melvin in P1, Lapuria in P2, and yes, Viper has dropped down to P3. BSTNNA closing in on this pack as well. Bones using a bit of time. He's now having to defend from Ithan there in the Mercedes, so he's got a challenge. Oh, he's got a quite big challenge here for the first lap. Ibanez has been, Ithan has been racing with us, I think since pretty much the start of SimZone, or near enough. And he's moved from PS4 over to PS5 with us, and he's an exceptional driver. So Bones has got a big challenge on his hands, but Bones, from the previous few rounds, he's been showing what he's made of, and he's definitely in contention for maybe even a podium this race. Who knows? The wet weather can definitely spice things up. DeedeeTKU in P7, Kenny in P8, so he's moved up a position. Likewise as DeedeeTKU, DeHuisRocker in P9 currently. P-Mitch in P10. P-Mitch has now become a full-time driver here for PS5 as well. And we know how good the Lexus is in the wet, and he's running such a great race so far, so let's hope he can keep this up. Now, I don't want to commentate, I don't want to put the curse on him because we know how good the curse is, and that was very close from Beza B. They're almost tagging the back of the Lexus in front, but we've got a bit of a train forming here. It's P-Mitch followed by Beza B, then Jar Jar Peter Jar, then CosmiCrusader. Big Dasmo is trying to defend against, I believe that's Oli RSR there on the outside. He's really struggling in the Bentley here in the wet, but it looks like he's going to get overtaken by Chef BS1 on the outside, and he's going to move up into E18. So yeah, we have a massive train forming here. That's Captain Van Beek in P17, FRLJ in P16 at the moment. SVW and the Porsche catching up to Big Dasmo up ahead. Actually no, Big Dasmo's further back, and it looks like we've got a move there. Big Dasmo down the inside of Chef BS1. A great move from the Lamborghini driver to secure P17. Now he's going to be setting his sights on Captain Van Beek up in front in that orangey bronze McLaren up ahead. It looks like Chef BS1 is going to be pulling back alongside to Big Dasmo, and they're so close, not leaving much room for each other at all. Can Oli RSR capitalise on this battle? No, he's had to back out of that, and Edinomainen now looking for... Sorry, no, that's not Edinomainen, that's Hooschii. Hooschii starting from the back of the grid due to a qualifying ban. Has now already made his way up into P20. Edinomainen there in P21 now. Losing a position, but I think he won't be trying to fight Hooschii too much. He knows that Hooschii can be in the top 5 here, but a mistake there from Paul Moy. Lovely livery though from Paul. It looks like we had another car off in the background, but we go back to the race leader. Melvin's pulled a second gap to Lapria. Lapria currently with the fastest lap of the race. I'm not exactly sure what it is. We can check, in fact. It is, let's see, 204.955, and from Melvin, let's see what his boss lap was. 205.1, so not a huge difference between their laps, but Melvin is currently pulling away now. Now, whether that's because he's got into the groove, first few laps usually a bit sketchy. You know, your tyres aren't up to optimal temp, neither are your brakes. And you have to get warmed up, get into the groove. It looks like they are pulling away from the rest of the field at the moment. Melvin and Lapria. Viper 1.7 seconds behind. Just not really close to Ethan. Kenny bit spaced out as well. Likewise is the DeHuisRocker. But we look down towards P-Mitch. This battle's still going on. It's now P-Mitch, there's a B, and Jar Jar Peter Jar. You can see CosmiCrusader there in the background dropping off ever so slightly. He's now got SVW closing in on the back of him. FRLJ as well in the Audi, who I know is complaining about the wet weather. He doesn't really like driving in the wet. But he's up into P15 already. He's doing a good job so far, and challenging SVW from short. That damage on that Porsche for SVW is not going to be helping him one bit. Looks like he may have rear-ended someone, and oh, that's a mistake from DeHuisRocker. He's going to lose quite a few positions here. Now he's behind FRJ, so he's dropped from P9 down to P15 here as DeHuisRocker. He's made a huge mistake and lost 6 positions. As a result, you can see they're struggling through the final chicane as well. We look towards this battle once again. It's getting even bigger now. It's pretty much Bezaby followed, well, P-Mitch has pulled away massively, 2.3 seconds. So it's now Bezaby followed by Jar Jar Peter Jar, then CosmiCrusader, then SVW, then FRLJ, then DeHuisRocker, and then Captain Van Beek a bit further off. But we've got so many battles going on at the moment. Let's bring up some onboards as well. So in the top right hand corner we've got Big Dasmo, who's currently running in P17, only a second off of this battle. And in the bottom right, I believe that is the DeHuisRocker there, who's also pretty much involved in this battle. But let's switch to Oli RSI, who's on the back of... Oh, I don't think he is on the back of Big DasStopsChild. I think he's lost a few more positions here. He's on the back of... That is... the Lamborghini. No, sorry, it is Big DasStopsChild. He is on the back of Big DasStopsChild. Big DasStopsChild looking towards the inside here on Captain Van Beek. Is he going to get it done? Looks like his car is ahead. He just needs to be later on the brakes and hold the inside line. And has he gone deep? Almost deep, and the McLaren's going to slot back down the inside, but they're still side by side. And coming through, coming up towards the Schumacher S's now. Looks like the McLaren has backed out. So Big DasStopsChild holds on, but we've got another big train unfolding here, but he's got a bit too deep into the Schumacher SEs. He's carried too much speed, and he's going to lose position after position. He's lost 3 places already in coming into the braking zone, but it looks like Edinomainen wasn't able to get past. But wow, you can see there just one slight error from Big DasStopsChild, losing him 3 positions. That just goes to show how close this pack is at the moment. It's pretty much from P15 all the way down to P23. All very, very close here. We're going to have to get some proper onboards, I think, in this later in this battle. And a mistake there from Captain Van Beek. Oliasar's going to try a move, but no. Playing the patient game here is Ollie. Doesn't look like he's favouring these wet conditions one bit. And look at the amount of cars we've got in the background here. Pulmoy in P20, followed by fednad not far behind, but Pulmoy looking towards the inside, coming into turn 1. Is he going to get this done? Looks like he may be backing out. No, Edinomainen is left in the run, but no, Pulmoy way too late on the brakes there, and he's taken out Big DasStopsChild. Pulmoy with a bit of an opportunistic move, and he's going to continue, but he's going to pick up some damage, and really unfortunate for Big DasStopsChild. He's not going to be happy with that one bit. But Pulmoy, I think, maybe picking up another penalty here after this one. Really been struggling with getting that car stopped, even in I think round 1 Kota. He did have a few incidents as well, so Pulmoy being a bit too eager in the opening few laps, but Edinomainen keeping his nose clean as well. Big DasStopsChild's no longer there in P18. That is now I believe that is Universal Syrup up ahead, so it doesn't seem to be like he's in P23. He's right behind the Porsche of fednad. So he's up into... Oh, yes, so up into P20. And looking to get this move done. fednad's gone a bit too wide. Universal Syrup is going to be alongside here, but he might have to back out with the Porsche being on the inside. No, they're going to keep it too wide here. The Porsche using all of the curb on the inside, but is that going to allow Edinomainen to slingshot past? Yes, it is. I think they're still side by side. No, Big DasStopsChild now coming back, and looking towards the inside here into the braking zone. These two still side by side, and looks like fednad is going to have the inside for the next corner, but Big DasStopsChild is going to try it round the outside, and is he going to get it done? Looks like he is. What a move there from Big DasStopsChild. I think he's had a massive improvement into round 1 at Kota. He was a bit new and not really sure what to do. He had a bit of a blunder in the pit stops as well, but he's showing what he can do now on track, especially in the wet. That's where you see the real talent come out. But it looks like Pulmoy has settled down slightly. Walker in P24 at the moment, SVW in P25. Chef BS1 battling with the Delson, who's got the... Well, he's got some connection issues here, and he's lost the car through the final corner. You can see they're really struggling with his connection, which is really unfortunate to see. Looks like that is Windsor is going to come past the Devil's Son now. We go back to the race leader, Melvin, who has got a 2.4 second lead to La Paria now. It might actually be quite a lonely race for these 4. It looks like Batterbone's being closed in by Ithan now. Ithan, these two have been battling since the start of the race, and bit of contact between the two. Ithan there tagging the back of Batterbones as soon as we switch over to them, but looks like Ithan's going to be waiting, and that's what I mean by Ithan. He's been with us since pretty much the start, and his sportsmanship is probably the best we've seen on the grid. You can see they're even sacrificing a few more positions to let Batterbones continue, and it doesn't look like Batterbones has actually may have lost a few positions here. Dimmer just Yeah, Dimitrista's got past. Kenya's also got past. P. Mitch hasn't though. So I believe that is Batterbones just in front of P. Mitch here. You go back. Oh, looks like there's been a collision. Jar Jar Peter Jar and FRL LJ here have. Looks like they've had a coming together. You can see there LJ struggling to get the car back going. The grass is going to be really slippery with it raining, but the Ferrari of Peter Jar here continuing on. We're not exactly sure what happened there. Now let's see if I'm getting on board here with Universal Syrup, looking towards the inside of the final corner, backs out of that move, but he's trying to force Captain Van Beek into a bit of an error here. You can see the amount of spray coming from the McLaren up in front, and he's got the slipstream. He's going to look towards the outside. Captain Van Beek going extremely defensive. We're going to have to go back trackside here, and I think Universal Syrup is going to be later on the brakes. Is that a bit too late though? Can he get the car stopped in time? Looks like he's missed the apex slightly, but he has got it stopped in time. And what a move there from Universal Syrup up into P16. So yeah, great driving from Universal Syrup. Now I think he is pretty much out of position at the moment due to a spin on lap 1. That wouldn't have helped him at the moment. Lord Proth saying he had 3.5 minutes of damage, so something happened there to Lord Proth as well. And that probably explains why he's dead last right now. Looks like the Devil Sun's connection has improved. We switch back to this battle, and like PC, like all the races on PC, we've got so much battling going on, and unfortunately we don't have the luxury of having two screens to watch multiple battles at once. So we have to stick with what we have and see what we can do with what we have. Big Dasmo in a bit of a battle. He's lost. Oh, he's got the move done on Edinomainen, so he moves up into P19 now, and he's going to set his sights on Captain Van Beek ahead, who's battling with Jar Jar Peter Jar there in the Ferrari. It looks like he's actually got past Captain Van Beek, so Van Beek losing quite a few positions now. He was a bit further up, but maybe not in tune with that McLaren just yet. Now looking at the weather, the rain's going to get slightly heavier towards the end of the race, or could even be at the halfway mark, we don't know. Now we do also have a pit window in this race which opens in about 4 minutes. We could see some drivers pitting early. We look back to the top two. Lapria losing a lot of time to the race leader now, Melvin. The gap's now 3.3 seconds, and he's going to have to start thinking about defending from Viper behind. BSD NNA closing in on these two as well. The gap says 9/10. It looks to be more than that. There we go. Updates to 1.5 seconds. They may have made a mistake somewhere, but I'm sure if these two in front continue to battle, which looks like they may be, because Viper is closing in there. He's already closed in by 2/10, but makes a bit of a mistake coming through the Schumacher S's. Yeah, if these two continue to battle and slow each other down, BST NNA is going to be there behind to pick up some freebies and positions if they indeed trip over each other. But looks like we've still got this battle going on. What's happened to P. Mitch? Oh, he is out in front. P. Mitch out in front. Ethan has got back past Beza B, so Ethan up into P9. The DeHuisRocker joined this battle as well, so it's a battle for P8, although P. Mitch has slightly pulled away now. And must I say, P. Mitch has improved drastically since we last saw him. I know he used to race on PS4 with us every now and then, but I think the top 10 finish for P. Mitch is going to be absolutely amazing for him, and he's going to be elated if he is able to finish in the top 10. But it's still early doors, and we've still got pit stops to go, which can mess things up. But he's lucky. It's not lucky to be in that position, but I was going to say he's lucky that the two behind him are battling, because he's going to be able to pull away even more now. that these two Mercedes, Ethan and Bezaby, are in this battle, and well, DeHuisRocker in this battle as well, who may be looking for a position. CosmiCrusader not too far off either. Shows 2 seconds, but it looks to be less than that. But it all looks like he's all over the curb there. Got stuck on the curb. That's not going to help him whatsoever. We look down to Ollie SR, who's now having to defend from Hooschii. These two had a bit of a coming together at Kota in round 1, so let's hope they can keep it clean this time around. And now Ollie's going to be checking his rearview mirror here. Every corner, I think, or every straight, every given opportunity he can, he's going to be checking his mirror just in case Hooschii doesn't try and slip one up the inside here. But it looks like Hooshii's taking his time, not really being too aggressive at the moment. He's trying to work with Ollie RSR, I believe. We look to Ibanez and Universal Syrup. Now these two both had spins on the first lap, and Universal Syrup looking towards the inside there. Bit of a dummy, but it's not going to phase Ibanez one bit. Ibanez has been the PS4 champion last season, and looks like Universal Syrup all over the curb there. You can see how slippery it is. He's just unable to get traction. Luckily he didn't lose the car, and that's Ollie RSR into the wall, into the barriers there. I don't think Hooschii made contact, but I could be wrong. Ollie RSR may have just lost it by himself. Not 100% sure. Race train. Oh wow, good to see you. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. I did message you the other day. I thought something had happened to you, but yeah, no, it's great to see you back, Sim Race Train. Really good to see your name again, and yeah, thanks for tuning in once more. We move back towards this battle for P8. P-Mitch has lost a bit of time now. We've got Ethan closing up the back of P-Mitch. DeHuisRocker looking for a move up the inside due to a poor exit from Ethan. Is it going to work? No, it's not. He's had to slot back in onto the racing line, and these three still in this battle from pretty much the start of the race, although DeHuisRocker joining in this battle a bit late due to a mistake. But Ethan focusing on the better exit. Is he going to have enough to pull along the outside? Looks like he's going to have a bit of an overlap, but it's not enough. And oh, looks like P-Mitch moved across there, and they are going to go rallying here. Boys, it's not Dirt 2.0, it's GT3 racing, but they're going to rejoin the track once again. And unfortunate for those two, it might have been a bit of a commentator's curse. It looks like Hooshii's off as well, so these drivers being caught out by these conditions. And now we've got another battle, another group of cars battling for what now it's P11, so P-Mitch down to P11 here. Hooschii in P12, Ethan in P13, Ibanez in P14, and Universal Syrup in P15. We're going to have to go on board with Universal Syrup here. He's got a lovely view of this battle just up ahead. It looks like, oh, he's going to thread the needle here down the inside, getting past Hooschii. He's made another mistake. Ibanez just up in front, not using that curb whatsoever. You can see they're struggling in the next corner, almost losing the rear end. The Universal Syrup taking a bit easy now. Now the pit window is open. I don't think anyone has pitted just yet. You can see here a spray from the cars ahead. I was make it quite difficult to see, although, oh wow, Ibanez bouncing over the inside curve there, getting some airtime into the chicane. You can see they're going slightly wide. That's allowed Universal Syrup to close back in. He's going to have the slipstream now coming down towards turn 1. Is it going to be enough though? We know the BMW not the quickest on the straights. Looks like someone has pitted, and they've got a stop go 30 for speeding the pit lane. That's the Devil's Son, who's going to have to enter the pits for a second time here. And it looks like we had, I believe that was a car exiting the pit lane. I didn't quite see, but no, that slipstream wasn't enough for Universal Syrup to get the move done down the inside. He's going to have to settle for P14 for now. And as a result, with these two battling, they are losing time to the two ahead, although they seem to be battling a bit harder now. That's Ethan and P-Mitch. Now let's switch over to them. In fact, Ethan on the outside this time. They've made it through there cleanly. But no, in fact, Ibanez is actually catching up. These two behind, closing in on them once more. Oliasar now into the pits. Walker currently a bit further back in P17. We've got Big Dasmo in P18, who's, well, had Edinomainen closer behind. The gap looks to be about a second between these two now. So Big Dasmo pulling away. Paul Moy down in P20. Who's got fednad. You can hear the Porsche from a mile away. It sounds absolutely amazing. LJ losing a bit of time here to... Actually, no. He's got past fednad, so fednad's made a mistake. And LJ moves up into P19. Now, DeVilson's still struggling with his connection, so not exactly sure what's going on there. Now, we've still got this battle going on. Let's see if we can go on the rear view cam here with P. Mitch. You can hear the roar of the Lexus here. This is where it's going to be loudest while we're on board. Looks like Barth Bones diving into the pits now. Will P. Mitch keep it out? Ifan goes to the pits here in the hopes for an undercut, which is probably a wise move. That allows Ibanez to gain a position as well. He's closing in on P. Mitch, but can he get this move done on track is the question, or is he going to lose heaps of time behind the Lexus? Now, P. Mitch isn't slow whatsoever here at Nürburgring. He's definitely got the pace for a top 10 finish. But the question is, can he hold on? And a huge lunge there from Universal Syrup down the inside. I don't think he meant to do that, but Ibanez had to take avoiding action there with just a fully contact. But yeah, I think Universal Syrup, bit of a brown pants moment for him and Ibanez. That could have ended much worse than that. Luckily, Ibanez saw that coming and moved out the way. Yeah, no, all good. All good, Sim Race Chain. But it's good to see you back anyways. And oh, P. Mitch very late on the brakes, a bit deep into the corner. I didn't let Universal Syrup down the inside though. He had a look, but it wasn't enough. But he's got a bit of a poor entry into the Schumacher S's there. Universal Syrup's able to close the gap ever so slightly, but I think he's going to need to go for a pit stop here, go for an undercut, because P. Mitch defending absolutely perfectly at the moment, placing his car exactly where it needs to be to hold off that number 15 BMW behind. And is the slipstream going to be enough? We know the Lexus very quick on the straights as well. No, Universal Syrup's just not going to be able to pull alongside here. Now let's see. Is he going to pull the trigger? Is he going to dive into the pits? Now looks like P. Mitch actually diving into the pits, which is interesting. Maybe found that he's having to defend too much, and oh, an overtake into the pits by Ibanez. That's a Sebastian Vettel-esque move there. P. Mitch going a bit too slow there. Got caught slacking into the pits, and looks like DeVilson still with his stop-go 30 penalty and still struggling with connection issues, which is a shame to see. You see there his car crabbing. Let's not look at him, because it's not a great sight to see. But Universal Syrup now into clean air, so in fact it was probably better for him to stay out, as the overcut might work even better now that P. Mitch has dived into the pits. And of course Ibanez getting that overtake done into the pit entry. And for all those that are watching, thanks for tuning in. And it looks like we've got another stop-go. CosmiCrusader has picked up a stop-go penalty here for speeding in the pits as well, and he's going to have to serve that. He's going to lose quite a few positions. But in fact, he's come out ahead of, I believe that is DeHuisRocker down in P22. So they've come out battling, but this could have been such a great battle. Unfortunately, that CosmiCrusader has picked up that stop-go 30. But it seems like it's catching quite a few people out here at Nürburgring, especially in the wet weather. The car takes a bit longer to stop. They're going to be side by side, and yeah, CosmiCrusader is not going to fight that position too hard. So he is going to let DeHuisRocker through. So here we go then, we've got another battle going on for P10 as well. Looks like Big Dasmo followed by... Oh, actually, Edinomainen has made that move on Big Dasmo. So Edinomainen followed by Big Dasmo, then FROLJ here. Will we see any of these three dive into the pits? Looks like... no. LJ staying out of track here, looking for a move down the inside, almost tagging the back of that Lamborghini coming up towards the final corner. But wasn't able to get that move done. Big Dasmo not phased one bit. Takes his usual racing line as we saw. We move back up towards this battle for P3. Well, actually, yeah, P3. Viper's not close enough to Lapria. He's got about 2-3 seconds now. But he's going to have to go defensive here. BSTNNA on the outside. Is he going to try and get this done? He's going to go for a switchback here. And he's pulled the textbook move of a switchback to get that move done on Viper. And I think Viper, after that, might need to dive into the pits just to save himself the embarrassment. But he might even try and go for an undercut here. I think his best bet is to do the opposite of BSTNNA, but we'll see what these two do as they come up towards the chicane now. Looks like he is preparing himself for a pit stop. Yes, and he dives into the pits there, so BSTNNA stays out on track. And this battle continues between these two, FROJ and Big Dasmo. Edinomainen has been able to pull a second from these two while they've been battling. Looks like Chef BS1 and Captain Van Beek into the pits. CosmiCrusader serving a stop-go penalty. The Devil Son has served his. Connection finally better. Looks like no battling going on between our onboard views there. That's Big Dasmo and the... No, sorry. That's a Bones in the top right. And the DeHuisRocker in the bottom right, I believe. Yeah, no battles going on for those two just yet. Remember, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up. We also have a donation link if you wish to support the stream. And there we go, that is Big Dasmo into the pits. That leaves FROJ into some clean air here. And you can see that not too far in the background, that is Paul Moy, who I believe... Where is Paul Moy? I can't find it. Oh, there... Oh, no. I think I need to go to Specsavers. There we go, it's in P10. Of course, he's right behind him. Yeah, that was a bit embarrassing, but you know, he's in P10, 2.8 seconds back. But after that lap 1 collision, he's settled down, and he's been... I don't think it was lap 1, I think it was lap 2 or lap 3, but he's settled down and he's been catching up. But oh, horrible exit there for Paul Moy, really struggling in the wet at the moment. But I think that's going to allow FROJ to now pull away even more that he's in clean air. But we look back towards the top two. Has the gap come down? Did I see it at about a second? No, it's 6 seconds. Oh god. So Melvin has been pulling away lap after lap. And he's opened that gap now. BSTNNA only 1.4 seconds behind Lapria here. Looks like they've got the back marker in between them. I believe that might be P. Mitch in the Lexus. Yes, it is. So he's going to have to move out the way very shortly. And it looks like, there we go, just letting BSTNNA have the inside line. So no time lost really for BSTNNA. He's going to be able to hunt down Lapria up in front. And that is Ibanez behind P. Mitch as well. So he's, well, even though he got that overtake done coming into the pits, he's still not gained the position. So that makes me think either P. Mitch has got the position back on track, or he hasn't changed his tyres and he's gone for the quicker option in the stop. But that's going to hinder him in the final, well, the second stint really. His tyres are going to be struggling, especially in that Lexus, where it eats up the tyres. I think P-Mitch could have made a bad mistake here, but as we saw earlier, he was able to fend off a whole train of cars behind him, so you know, he might have what it takes to defend once more. But oh, I spoke too soon. Commentators, guys, he's gone deep on the brakes. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, this right-hander. But yeah, it looks like he's going to hold on just about. Ibanez wasn't able to get it done around the outside. I think I better stop speaking now, just in case anything else happens. But here we go. We've got the DeHuisRocker and Barth to Bones. That's Bones, I believe, just exiting the pits there. Now these two only separated by about a second. Yeah, Kenny currently running in P6 there, P5 now, sorry. Although the top 7 still yet to serve their pit stops. BST, NNA pulls the trigger now. Paul Moy still yet to serve his as well. Likewise as Windsor. And I believe, oh, Captain Van Beek. I think he's made a bit of an error in the pit stops. He was, I'm pretty sure he has pitted, but he hasn't done the requirements for the pits. Looks like Jar Jar Peter Jar has been stuck in the pits for quite a while. Oh no, he's back into the pits. He's 3 laps down though. So looks like Captain Van Beek now into the pits once more. They're going to lose so much time here, so many positions. Here we go, on board with Barth to Bones. We've got the DeHuisRocker just behind in that Mercedes. Now the DeHuisRocker, I believe. Let's see where he's sitting in the standings at the moment. He wasn't here for round 1. But he did attend round 2 at Misano. Now obviously there is a drop round in this championship as well, so that's going to play in his favour. So last round the DeHuisRocker finished P5, so a very respectable position there for DeHuisRocker. And yes, he didn't attend round 1 at Kota, so that will be his dropped score, his dropped round here in this championship. But yeah, he's currently sitting P15 in the championship, only 3 points behind P14, who's Kenny. So you never know, after the drop rounds, you could move from P10 all the way up into the top 3 in the standings. Just have to take it as it comes, really. And a mistake there from the DeHuisRocker. You can see the rear end all over the place. He's lost a bit of time as a result. The top 2 now into the pits. Viper on the back of BST NNA. So looks like, there we go. Looks like Viper has lost a position in the pit stops to BST NNA. Actually, no, BST NNA got that move done, sorry. He got the switchback earlier on. What am I talking about? So, not really any time lost for Viper either. He's still behind BST NNA and only 4 tenths behind, but he's going to need to try and close the gap. We know the Porsche not the quickest on the straights, but it's absolutely rapid at Nürburgring, and the Ferrari also another good car at Nürburgring in terms of BOP. And a mistake there, is that a mistake from BST NNA? No, he's held it together coming through the chicane. And this is a battle to definitely keep our eyes on, and likewise it's a battle for P10 between Barth to Bones and the DeHuisRocker. The rest of the field further down, slightly spaced out. The Devilson back into the pits for some reason. I think he's had enough at the moment, but still a full grid, which is good to see. You can see they're coming to turn 1. BST NNA didn't get the best of exits. Viper is closing in on the Porsche up in front. And we've also got another battle. Actually, it's not really a battle. Windsor still yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. He's going to have to do it this lap. If he leaves it for another lap, It's going to be cutting it close. There we go, dives into the pits. That will release Bezabi into clean air. If I'm not close enough just yet, he's 3 seconds behind the other Mercedes driver there. We look back up to Melvin, who's, well, pretty much in the net race lead. Universal Syrup is going to have to pit this lap, I'm sure. Yeah, looks like DeedeeTKU has gained quite a few positions as well. He's up into P6 now. Viper still on the back of BSTNNA, and looks like a bad exit from the Porsche. Is it going to be enough for Viper? No, it's not. He's going to play the waiting game here, just being patient for now. But he's going to have a look up towards the inside, just showing his nose up the inside here, trying to force BSTNNA into an error, but it hasn't worked. BSTNNA is defended round after round here in Season 8 of our championship. Now, I believe BSTNNA did win the previous season. Let me just double check that, actually. I think he did finish P1 last season in our PS5 championship, but I need to check. Let's have a look. Yes, he did. So BSTNNA did finish P1, and I believe that was our first ever PS5 season last season. So he finished P1 with 1 point to spare to Condor and P2. 243 points to 242 points. So he's keeping it close towards the end of the championship. He's leaving it down to the wire. But he is definitely a very talented driver here, and he's had to defend even in last season. He's a very experienced driver. Now Universal Syrup coming out in between this battle. He's come out behind Batter Bones and in front of DeHuisRocker. So we've got a three-way battle for what is P7, I believe. That still has to update. There we go. No, not yet. It does take its time, doesn't it? Universal Syrup. There we go. Down one more. Down a couple more, in fact. And one more, please. Just update. There we go. Pit window is now closed, so anyone who hasn't served their pit stop, looks like everyone has, but Captain Van Beek's still in the pits. The other son in the pits as well. I think they may have retired the car. Those two. Would be good to see them back out on track. But there we go. It's updated now. So Universal Syrup in P8 and a DeHuisRocker right behind him. And these three a bit spaced out now. Definitely not close enough to warrant any overtakes or any moves for either of these three. But we've got Steel Viper and BSTNNA P3 and P4. Viper dropping back ever so slightly now. They're actually approaching some traffic, so this could definitely spice things up here. It's a case of who can get through the traffic quicker and cleanly as well. They make any mistakes or make any contact with these lapped cars, they're going to be in some big trouble here. We've also got Ethan catching back up to Bezabi. The two Mercs on track now, battling for position. In fact, battling for a top 10 finish here in round 3. And looks like we've got another stop-go 30 for Captain Van Beek. He's been sat in the pits there. And he's going to be in the pits for a third time. Looks like he's just returned the car to the pits there. They were returned to garage, and I'm not sure we'll be continuing with the race. If I'm honest, Walker into the pits now once more. I think that's fuel. I definitely think that's fuel. He's already served his mandatory pit stop. Or it may have even been damage. I'm not too sure, because he has been stopped in his box. It could have been damage for Walker. P. Mitch currently running in P20. He was running so well up in P8, but had a bit of contact with, I believe it was Ifan. Can't quite remember. But those two went off track and lost a number of positions, and I think after the pit stops as well, P-Mitch, well, he hasn't changed his tyres, if I'm aware, or if I'm correct, and he's been losing time lap after lap now. You can see there CosmiCrusader, who had a stop go 30, is now actually catching up to P-Mitch, so I think a wrong strategy call here for P-Mitch. He was actually battling with Ibanez in P15. So yeah, he's dropped right down the order here, now down to P20. And he's now got fednad and Chef BS1 right in front of him. So this is another three-way battle for P18. We look further up to this battle. Looks like Viper losing... if you can switch to Viper, there we go. Losing a bit of time to BST NNA now. So Order in front is put his foot down. And he's starting to pull away now, so Viper may be losing a bit of confidence, or maybe making a few mistakes now. We are into the final quarter of this race, well, almost into the final quarter of this race, and it's usually what we see, drivers losing a bit of concentration towards the end. And I definitely don't blame them after an hour of tough racing. It is easy to get knackered towards the end. We've also got Ibanez right at the back of LJ here, almost pushing him down the straights here. But is he going to look for a move into the chicane? I don't think he is. It's not really the best place to go for a move, especially in the wet. And considering he wasn't alongside beforehand, yeah, he did the right thing to back out of that. And turn one, probably one of the best places to go for a move, but doesn't look like he's close enough once again. He needs to focus on the exits here, does Ibanez, if he wants to be close enough to try and get a move done into turn one, because look how far back he is there into the braking zone. But on the exit, looks like that's where he seems to gain the time back, and let's see. No, he's gone all over the curb there, nearly losing the car. And that AstroTurf on the exit is probably the most slippiest part on the circuit. Luckily, Ibanez saved the car there just in time. But we look towards P20. P-Mitch once again, looks like there's been a bit of contact here between fednad and P-Mitch. He needs to be careful rejoin the circuit, but fednad, no! He's made contact there with CosmiCrusader when rejoining the circuit. And CosmiCrusader, you can see, just by sitting on the track for a little while before getting the car spun around, you can see he's frustrated with that. That's a real shame there for CosmiCrusader. fednad, I know he is a great driver, but that was a mistake there from him, a big mistake in fact. But he's going to get on the grass under braking, and he's going to lose. Well, he's going to get passed here by one of the back markers. I believe that is Lord Piroth just up in front. Yes, it is. Yeah, fednad needs to recollect himself here after that bit of contact. They move back up to this battle. It's Bezabi, Ithan, and then Hooschii here. Three-way battle for a top 10 finish here. And looks like BST, NNA, and Viper still battling for that final podium position. Melvin in P1 and Prin in P2, I've already checked out. They are clear. And I think unless they make a mistake, no one's going to be catching those two at the moment. Deedee, oh, good to see Deedee as well. Deedee now racing on the PC platform with us. He has migrated. Used to be alongside a lot of these drivers, in fact, on PS4. But he's showing support for Kenny at the moment. We look back towards this battle. Universal Syrup has got ahead of Bad to Bones, and DeHuisRocker still behind these two. Is a bit further back now, about a second back? No, nearly a second back. Almost right. There's so many battles going on. We'll quickly switch to Hooschii and Ithan. Ithan now losing a lot of time to Bezabi in front with these two battling. Now Hooshii's going to go for a move at any given opportunity here. As soon as he sees the door open, I'm sure he's going to, well, he's not going to hesitate to go for a move here. We've still got Ibanez and FRLJ. Looks like Ibanez has just got past here, so he moves up into P14. And looks like the gap between Big Dasmo and SVW is coming down as well. 1.2 seconds between these two. In fact, I don't think that's correct anymore. SVW is much further ahead. That's about 4 or 5 seconds. Or 3-4 seconds between Dasmo and SVW. Looks like that is Kenny just up in front, who I believe has lapped Dasmo here down in P23. Yep, there we go. 4.9 seconds, almost 5 seconds. I'm always about a tenth off in my when guessing. But yeah, after Ibanez got past LJ here, looks like he's been able to pull away. It doesn't look like LJ is going to be able to keep up at the moment. We switch back to these two. Hooshii's made a mistake somewhere. He's dropped back about a second and a half here to Ithan now, and Ithan closing back up to Bezabi, but he's gone deep on the brakes. He's going to try for a late apex. That may have been what it was. But yeah, he's definitely reeling Bezabi back in here in the closing stages of this race. We're almost into the final 10 minutes now. I'm very late on the brakes there for Ithan. But he's going to V off this corner, which is exactly what you want to do. And look at that, he's gained even more time here to Bezabi. Looks like he's found some more pace in the car at the moment. Maybe he's found some more confidence as well, or he's just pushing a little bit more now that he's seen how much time is left in the race. And he's going to be hungry for a top 10 finish here. You can see they're using the curb on the inside without any issues whatsoever. He's really glued to the rear bumper there of Bezabi. You can see their Jar Jar Peter John moving out of the way. It's great to see. Ithan there eyeing up a move, but being patient. He's going to have a nice exit out of the chicane, but no, I don't think it's going to be enough here. Slightly different lines through the final corner as well. Looks like Bezabi is taking a tighter line, but it's still, as it were, Bezabi in P10, Ithan in P11, Viper still in P4 as well. Gapped in about 7/10 to about a second between these two. The STNNA just managing that gap for now. And let's see if the slipstream can help him gain some more time. He's not going to be able to get a move done into the chicane, but I think Viper really needs to focus on these exits now. Look how much he's caught. For sure, the slipstream, he's made a mistake there. A bit of a bump through the chicane, and as a result, didn't get the exit he needed. Maybe struggling with some connection now, I think, is Viper. Let's hope he can stay connected. It would be a shame to disconnect in the final 8 minutes. But he gets settled down ever so slightly now. DeHuisRocker looks like he's got past Bad to Bones here. That's allowed Universal Syrup to pull a nearly 3 second gap to cars behind. Yet 3.2 seconds to DeHuisRocker now. Now, will Bad to Bones be able to get this position back, or is DeHuisRocker going to be able to pull away? These two have been very even on pace since after the pit stops. They have been neck and neck. We've also got Chef BS1 on the back of Edinomainen, I think. Nope, that's not happening. 4 seconds between those two. P. Mitch, though, catching up to Chef BS1. Only 1.6 seconds behind at the moment. So keep an eye on that battle. Yeah, it looks like Van Beek and the Devil's Son have definitely retired in this race. So we'll switch back to this battle between the two Mercedes. We're going to have to go on board. Nope, that's not on board. Nope, nope. That's not the best for you either. There we go, that's better. So Ethan, oh no, he's hit the curb as soon as we've gone on board with him. And can he keep it out of the barriers? Yes, he can, just about. But those curbs, absolutely lethal. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier on when we saw Ibanez into the barriers there. You see they're having to lift up throttle even on the exit to avoid wheel spinning here. And this Mercedes has so much torque, it doesn't help one bit. As soon as you get on those curves and you line up those rear wheels, it's very hard to keep the car under control. But there goes the onboard, I guess. As soon as we go on board with someone, they have to make a mistake. It's either that or they dive into the pits. And there's absolutely no point going on board with them. But here we go. Viper has closed in on BSTN and he's putting on the pressure here. Not much time to go for in this race. Deedee saying hang on to BSTNNA. Yes, he needs to, but he's going to be feeling the pressure now. Viper is on a mission at the moment. Looks like he's doing everything he can to try and get past. But he's just not able to get close enough, at least into the braking zones. The Porsche's got some great acceleration. I mean, likewise is the Ferrari. I think that the Porsche just slightly bit better into well, on the exits of the corners and into the corners as well. And it's not just the car; it's down to the driver. I can't just praise the car. But these two, once again, even on pace as well, especially in the wet. Usually in the dry, we see Viper shoot off into the distance. But you know, in the wet, you have some unexpected battles going on. It looks like everything has settled down ever so slightly. Is that a mistake from BS10? No, it looks like he is he's sideways on the exit from what it looks like, but no, it might just be the camera angle, who knows. But yeah, everything has settled down. The closest battles are between Viper and BSTNNA and CosmiCrusader and fednad. Now these two had a bit of a collision with fednad's rejoin earlier on, so CosmiCrusader is going to be trying to get revenge here, trying to get back past, and fednad's made a huge mistake there, whether that was late in the brakes or him letting Cosmic back through, I'm not sure. It may have been just a huge error there from fednad, but CosmiCrusader says thanks for that, and I'll take that position with ease. So he moves up into P20. fednad, oh, looks like he is really struggling there, running very wide there. And who's that behind them? That is Paul Moy, who's actually in P... No, it's not Paul Moy. Who is that? That was a Mercedes. I believe it was a Mercedes. I completely forgot. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what Mercedes that is. Is it Beserby? No. It might be... it's DeHuisRocker. That's who it is. I haven't really seen much of DeHuisRocker. He's been running a... well, he's been running a good race, but a a bit lonely here in P5. It's 8 seconds to Viper in P4 and Kenny 8 seconds back. Kenny likewise has had a bit of a lonely race as well, but I don't think he's going to care, to be honest. He's running in P6, so he's going to pick up some good points in this race. With these two are definitely the ones to keep watching. You can see both of these two taking just enough curb into the chicane. Wow, the traction control there on the Ferrari really limiting, or really kicking in and limiting the power that Viper's able to put down on the exit. That may be what's not allowing him to get close enough. I think if he knocks that TC down ever so slightly, he's going to be able to close in a bit more. You can see, you can hear how much it's having to kick in, and now obviously the Ferrari has TC1 and TC2. So it's a combination of the both which can help him here, but DasStopsChild very loose on the exit there. Luckily he didn't end up facing the wrong way, but that's allowed Viper to get a good exit. Now he's not going to be able to get alongside here. Look how close he's on the brakes, and looks like they made a bit of contact there. DasStopsChild still holds on. Right here, using a bit of the inside curve, and yeah, it's definitely that traction control, because you can see how much DasStopsChild is able to pull out of the corners, even while his entry speed or his apex speed is much slower than Viper's. It's just that traction control that's really limiting Viper here. Let's actually go. I want to go on board with Kenny here just to see if it's the same. Obviously, I'm not exactly sure what TC they're running. No, looks like Kenny's running less ABS maybe and less TC. You can hear him locking up slightly as well. Yeah, he's not being limited on the exits whatsoever. So I think Viper may be running a bit too much TC here compared to Kenny, and let's go towards this battle. Bad to Bones, the DeHuisRocker still going on. Now we did see the leader on the final lap, so Melvin making his way, and all he needs to do is bring it home here. Oh, we've still got this battle going on. Now these two are the closest. Hooschii closing back in on Bezabi. Ithan dropping 8 seconds back to Hooschii after that mistake. This is the last lap for these two. The last lap for the DeHuisRocker to hold on, and the last lap for Bad to Bones to try and get past. It's not easy, especially when you're very even on pace with someone. But Bad to Bones has been sat behind the DeHuisRocker for a while here, and what the top drivers usually do is they'll be sitting behind the car in front, just analysing where they're slower, where they're making mistakes, and that's when they'll pounce, and that's where they'll go for a move unexpectedly, or they'll try a few dummies and force the car ahead into a mistake where they're weakest at. But here we go, Melvin coming up towards the final corner now, and dominant victory, dominant performance from Melvin once again. And he has struggled in this championship so far. He's had quite a bit of competition, but here we go. Melvin's going to win the race and cross the line in P1 here for round 3 at Nürburgring. He's going to be happy with that one. He's going to extend his championship lead here. Lepria, if we can switch over to him, there we go. In P2, another great result here from Lepria. He's going to cross the line after not a great result from, actually, yeah, he didn't have a great result at Misano. Had a bit of connection I think had some connection issues actually, but BSTNA is going to hold on to P3 there. Viper in P4 wasn't able to get that move done, but amazing racing between Viper and BSTNA. Dimmer just is going to cross the line in P5 in the Mercedes. Kenny, we switch over, there we go, he's going to cross the line in P6. Flashing lights from him, he's happy with that result. Universal Syrup, after being well, I think it's second to last on the first lap, he's made it up to P7, and he's finished the race without disconnecting, which is great to see. He's going to cross the line P7. DeHuisRocker is going to hold on to P8. Bad to Bones is going to finish P9, and Bezabi, let's see, he's going to come up towards the final chicane here. Hooschii about a second and a half behind. Oh, within a second now, but yeah, it's not going to be enough for Hooschii, I don't think, unless he can send it into the final corner. Is it going to be enough? No. Bezabi goes defensive, and I think as long as he gets a good exit, yeah, he'll hold on. So Bezabi is going to cross the line here in P10. Hooschii in P11. Ethan is going to round the final corner in P12. There we go, crossing the line in P12. Wally RSR in P13. Ibanez at 4 or 5 seconds back there in P14 as well. And then I believe it's just FRLJ is going to cross the line in P15. And that's what we got. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. So there we have it. Melvin finishing P1, Lapria P2, and BST NNA P3. Now, we'll see if we can get some interviews with these three. I don't think Melvin will be giving an interview. Lapria might though. So let's see if we can get an interview with Lapria. We'll be back in just a moment. Alright, let's see if we can get some interviews with the drivers. Looks like we have Lapria, and Lapria, another great result for you after not the best result, I think, at Misano. You had some issues, I think, with connection and a stop go or something for speeding in the pits. Can't quite remember.
Race wasn't that good. I want to forget about it really fast, but this race made up for it. So that was good.
Yeah, and I think, wait, let's have a look where you're on the championship at the moment. I can't quite remember. Currently P7 in the championship. Obviously with the drop round, that's going to put you right up, since you've got a win at Kota, and then you've got another win. Another podium, another P2 here at Nürburgring. So yeah, I think it's going to be, well, if we take the drop round now, it's going to be fairly even. I think you might be maybe 1 or 2 points off of Melvin in P1.
Yeah, Melvin, of course, had the fastest laps, so he got some extra points of that. But still, if I'm close, and I'm close, and that's a good that's good by me.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it may look bad that you're sitting in P7 at the moment, but we've got a drop round, so that really changes things. And next round, what is next round? Let's see. Next round is Watkins Glen. We did that last season, so obviously you were in a different car that time, but yeah, how do you like the circuit?
I like the circuit, only as I need to relearn it because now, of course, I'm in a different car.
Yeah, so let's hope you can get that knuckle down. I'm sure you're not going to have a problem with Watkins at all, but yeah, we hope to see another good result from you for next round.
Yeah, thanks, and for probably a great stream, and thanks for this again.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for joining. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Priya. Doesn't look like we'll be getting any more interviews. But yeah, that's it from us, ladies and gents. Make sure to tune in. Oh, well, tomorrow, actually, we've got the SimZone GT3 Championship as well. And for that, we are at Monza. Brilliant. So that's going to be quite a tough one. And we've got potential chance of rain at Monza as well. So some tricky conditions once again. It's not surprising with this time of year that we've got rain at this time of year. But that's it from us. Good night and take care.